everybody, and welcome to Houston Life on this Monday, May 4th. And Courtney, may the 4th be with you on this Cinco de Mayo Eve.
May the 4th be with you.
I'm sipping my cocktail. Where's yours?
Eve, baby. It's a thing. Oh, hang on. Right here.
You have it?
Cheers, friend.
Just what I needed on a Monday.
I have it right here.
It looks gorgeous. Yours looks really, really nice. Ooh, you did salt on the rim and everything.
I did. Well, Orlando put the tahine around the rim, and you might call it, Derek, hair of the dog for today. Yeah, baby. It was a little bit rough. This is from our friends at Titanium Tequila. We're going to chat with them, the CEO of the company. It's so great. It's a local company that it's now in a handful of states. Yeah.
It's sold everywhere. We're going to tell you how you can get your hands on it. And in the meantime, it's absolutely delicious. Did you know, Courtney, that Texas is one of the most inexpensive places to mix a margarita?
It better be. Look, I just got a bottle right here. Just, you know. It's what happens on Cinco de Mayo Eve. You just leave it right off to the side, because during homeschooling and quarantining and trying to get back to normal, you never know when you're going to need your Titanium Tequila.
That's true. That's true. So on average, it costs $2.50. No, $2.30. Even better to make a margarita in Texas.
Yeah.
Nationally, it costs $2.56 to make a margarita. Wow, that's less than I would imagine. This is very important information. A scientific study was done by a company named House Method.
Yes.
They compiled all the data. I would like that job. That sounds like a very fun job.
It does sound like a good job. I just hope it just sticks to tequila and margarita making.
Yeah.
But that's interesting, the way that, you know, it's a very economical drink because you don't have to buy the mixes, right? You just squeeze some lime juice, throw in some topo. You know, it kind of goes with everything, or just drink it straight. That's where we are on this Monday.
Just straight out of the bottle. Yes, a little bit of a rough Monday. We had a very nice weekend. It was such beautiful weather, right? It was great to get outside. And we actually went down to Kemah and spent some time with our friends down there, Richard and Dana. And don't worry, don't send me hate mail. We followed the socially distant guidelines, right? We across the house from each other. But because it's near the end of crawfish season, did a crawfish boil. Their son Travis did it, and his friend Chris. And Brandon can put away crawfish like nobody's business. I mean, he is a true Cajun boy, puts it away like you wouldn't believe. And of course, the dogs were at my feet, hoping to grab a little morsel. And it was interesting. Dana was telling me that, you know, their business, they're one of the sponsors of our show. They own the Institute of Anti-Aging. They do Botox and fillers and all of that. And I'm always fascinated to ask about Botox stories, right? It's just interesting to know like what people do and how it all works and all that. And you've seen the demonstrations right here on the show, but they have been closed. Like so many businesses, they have been closed. Today is the first day they're back open. And she was saying, you know, it's so interesting that people, their phones have been ringing off the hook because people are desperate to just like do a little something for themselves. And she was talking about how during the Great Depression, people spent money on 3 things. Any guesses what those 3 things are, Courtney?
Yes. Alcohol, beauty products, and gambling.
Yeah, that's right. Alcohol, gambling, and lipstick.
Am I right?
Lipstick, I think, was the hot seller. So it's sort of like fast forward to the year 2020, and we got the alcohol. But it's almost like Botox is the lipstick of today, right? And so she said she couldn't believe it, that they have just been hearing from so many people. So if you can't get through the phone lines, don't panic, folks. But I'm going to be making one of those appointments for myself very soon, I think.
I already did.
Did you really? You actually got an appointment?
I mean, I made the appointment. Yes, I already made the appointment. Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Don't worry, they've spaced everything out in the office.
I'm not going. Yeah, I'm not going until later on in the month because I'm personally just not there yet. But I'm glad that they're up and running and open and all of that. But yes, I did. I made my appointment already.
That is
I had to.
Amazing.
I'm looking like a Shar-Pei.
No, you are not. Dana said that they've moved all the furniture and all the chairs are scattered. They've totally reconfigured the office. Yeah. You know, I just had a genius idea, though. You know how everyone is doing these drop-offs, like you do the drive-up curbside service for like board games or whatever the business is, for takeout food.
Can I
all
just
that.
stick my forehead out?
Right? You could do a Botox drive-through thing. How perfect would that be? That's $1 million idea right there.
Guinea pig.
Me too. I'll just keep circling the block and hope they don't notice it's me coming through time after time.
Keep coming.
Man. Oh, man. So how was your weekend?
It's happening. You know, it was really good. It was, you know, we hung out at home, again, pool time. We had some major outdoor time yesterday. You know, yesterday would have been AJ's second triathlon.
Oh, yeah.
And of course, that did not happen. It was supposed to happen out at Typhoon, Texas. And so that all closed, but you could still do this virtually and you could send in your results. So we did it. We did a triathlon in our neighborhood, AJ did, and a swim, 150 meters. He ran a mile and biked 2 miles, and that kid, he did it. He cranked it out. We were so happy for him. We called a few different neighbors that were out, and they went to the curb to cheer him on. And Orlando rode with him, I ran with him, and Connor swam with him. So it was a really cool Sunday, and I'm so proud of him. I'm so proud. It's hard to do that by yourself.
Oh,
and
yeah.
He did say he had little butterflies, and but I'm so proud of him. I'm proud of all the other kids that signed up for this that couldn't do it and then ended up submitting their results virtually. So hats off to all of them to complete their triathlon. So it was very, very cool.
It's
at
really
the end.
cool.
We had a little celebration for him. So I was very proud of him.
Well, and how great that you could do that together as a family, that you could sort of split each, you know, the run, the bike, the swim, all split that all up. So he had a little buddy to do each portion with. Very, very cool. And inspiring too. I mean, it is such a great time of year to get outside. So get outside and enjoy. Don't forget those face masks if you're exercising in groups. Inspires me to run. And how's the marathon coming for you, Courtney? Because I know you've been running every single day.
It's every day for 13 days, 2 miles a day, either running or walking. I don't run every single day. It's not good for me and really not good for anybody. But so yeah, I completed it. So Saturday will be marathon day. And I'm so excited because I've had tons of people reach out and message, and they're walking or they're running, and they're, you know, actually one person sent me a message and said, I am literally just now starting to jog because of this, which is so great. And you really have to think about it like what I can do instead of what I can't do, like that mind shift. And it's just so nice to start out the day, whether it's walking or running, and getting out and doing those 2 miles, and you just feel good. For me, it like gets the cobwebs out of my head. It wakes me up and it allows me to kind of start my day that way, which is so fun. And I will tell you, on my walks, I take Oscar with me, and now, y'all, whenever I bring out my shoes, that dog knows it. He knows that we're ready to go, and then like he is just, he's all excited and can't wait to get on the walk. It's so cute.
That is super cute. Oscar is adorable. I like what you just said too. You posted something on your Instagram that really stuck with me. It's, I don't have to do this, I get to do this. And I think just that attitude shift, whether it's a job that you have or a task that you have, I think it's great to appreciate the things that we do, even the things that are a little bit difficult, right?
Absolutely. Thanks for noticing, friend. I appreciate it. Cheers to you.
Of course. Well, cheers to you as well.
Cheers. Keep drinking that hair of the dog, honey.
Oh, my gosh. I know. This morning I woke up and I was like, I am never drinking again. Brandon makes a mean margarita. It's his fault.
One of those.
They're just too delicious. So
They are.
I know that we had our show, our Houston Life Weekend Edition, Courtney, on Saturday morning at 9:30 a.m. Hopefully some of you were able to catch that. But I have to say, my phone was blowing up since Joe Exotic and Carol Baskin appeared on our show on Friday. Instagram, Facebook, text messages, phone calls. People are calling and calling and calling and posting about it. They can't get enough. And I still think it is incredible that we were able to land those, you know, that interview with Joe and premiere that music video for him. He is so talented. He's really talented.
So talented, really, and the voice, his voice is amazing.
Oh my gosh.
And the clothing options, I mean, true stylist. I mean,
the shade of blue and that
sort
eyeliner.
Of inspiration?
His eyeliner has to be tattooed on, right? That's a permanent thing.
I'm thinking I'm thinking that's what that is, for sure. And can we just talk about Carole Baskin, how cute she is these days?
Carole is looking better and better.
She's looking good, huh?
She is, I don't know what she has been doing. It's almost like she does CrossFit and she's running a marathon. I don't know how she does it, but it must be something like that.
She's fabulous.
Yeah,
And speaking of clothing, I mean, that whole outfit from head to toe, amazing.
Well, interesting coincidence.
And a speckle of sweat on that bike ride.
People were texting me and asking me about Joe Exotic's outfit and his whole look. And I mean, like I would know, but it turns out a lot of the stuff that he buys to wear is from Joe Sam's Fun Shop down in Pasadena, just outside Houston, literally just down the road. Who knew Joe Exotic shops at Joe Sam's
Very popular.
Fun Shop? I know. Go see Sharon and Jerry there. They will hook you up. Interestingly, also on Google right now, Courtney, the topic of, well, men's haircuts, how to cut men's hair, it's blowing up on Google right now. It's up like 650%. But also,
my gosh,
how to cut a mullet is also like becoming a more common search. How to cut a mullet? What?
Here's the thing. I mean, you should know how to do that, right? I mean, there shouldn't be like... That's kind of easy. Can I just like rewind for a second?
Yeah.
So I cut Orlando's hair. He asked me, he's like, look, I need an appointment. We got to do it. Just, you know, and when I cut Connor's hair, you know, it sort of came out okay. I didn't cut the top because I got very nervous. I didn't want to, you know, take too much off. Oh my gosh, I totally took a chunk out of Orlando's head.
Bro, why didn't you call me?
A glob of hair.
You could have called me and FaceTimed me.
I said, oh, I'm gonna be real honest right now. And he said, yeah, I can see it, because it fell on the ground. I mean,
how did that happen?
I felt so bad. I got real confident, and then I don't know what happened. I think I started to like talk like I was pretending like he was my client. And I totally took out a giant chunk in the back of his head.
I can just imagine you smoking a cigarette in one hand,
that I put on my hair,
drink in the other, and you're like going to town on his hair. Like, so tell me about your weekend, Orlando. Oh, I'm gonna be real honest right now. I just took a big old chunk out of that wig. Sorry, girl. It'll grow back.
Yes.
It grows back. I mean, that's
exactly what happened.
That's the magic. Wow, you picked up smoking?
It's like you were here.
Wow. See, I have a very, very active imagination, and I just knew it. I think maybe I just sense these things. It's an extra gift.
I think you were here. This is so weird. So weird. But yeah, it was a major fail. Major fail. And I just said, like, thank God it's in the back. So, like, when you see people, just kind of, you know, back up. Don't turn around and walk away. You know,
where is Orlando right now?
You know, the hair stuff that I can use.
Hair extensions.
I think he's working. No, not the extensions, but like the spray, you know, like to cover your regrowth.
Yeah.
I was like, should I put that retouch spray back there? Do you think anybody's going to notice?
Doesn't shoe polish work too?
Though.
You can just like sponge
but
a
I
little
took a
shoe polish.
chunk out of that hair.
Oh, man.
Listen, speaking of shoe polish, I'm going to take this way back. So this was in Midland, and I remember I was in an elevator with someone at City Hall in Midland, and it was super hot, so like call it September. And that person got in the elevator, this man, and he had like that spray hair.
And it was melting?
But he was sweating, and it was rolling down his face. And I remember, and I looked at my photographer, his name's Doug, and I looked at him and I thought, does this guy know?
Oh my gosh.
And I could still see the outfit the man had on, everything, and the poor man was just flop sweating his hair in a can right off.
That's really sad.
Right off.
That's really sad.
And
and what do you say? I mean, you can't say, hey, dude, your hair is melting.
Sir.
You know? Poor guy.
I know. And I was, bless his heart, as we say here in Texas.
Do you remember a few months ago, where was that guy caught coming through an airport, and he had hidden like a ton of cocaine under his toupee? But the toupee was sitting on top. Do you remember seeing this?
Terrible.
The toupee. I need to find it and post
it's like,
it on.
How did you even...
How did you think you were fooling anyone?
Terrible.
Bro? I know.
I know. Shocking that you got caught. Shocking.
Shocking you got caught.
Oh my gosh.
Well, listen, I'm
So
sorry about the
crazy.
haircut gone
So
wrong.
crazy.
However, don't let that discourage you. If you cut a chunk out, all you have to do is go a little bit shorter to try to mask the problem. But if Orlando is free at any point during our program today, Courtney, I think you should pull him up and just show us how bad it is. I mean, how great it is.
You know, it was like it's like a new thing. You know, people are walking by, you know, they're like, oh, yeah, I just got the same appointment. You know, everybody's like walking by with their husbands and kids. So, you know, you just kind of saw it.
With their jacked up haircuts.
I felt so bad. Yeah, everybody's got the same messed up hair.
That's awesome. You know what?
Styled by my wife.
Our local hairstylists are going to be, once the barbershops are back open and salons, it's going to be so great. I mean, they're going to be slammed fixing people's terrible hair.
I know.
We got to shift gears here before we take a quick break. We want to remind our viewers about a great giveaway we have, Courtney, and I love this idea. So it's a partnership with Wingstop, #winging it. We've partnered with them to give you free wings. All you have to do is share a pic with us that shows us how you are winging it at home, and you could win a $50 Wingstop gift card. Our website, HoustonLife.tv, is where all the rules and regulations are posted. And it's such a great contest because already you guys send us so many photos of what you're doing at home and the funny prom pictures from last week. Those were great. So this is a great little way to win $50 while you're doing it. Also, coming up on today's show, Lily's Toy Box. We are shining the spotlight on a local nonprofit. You might remember this, started by a 9-year-old girl. She started Lily's Toy Box to give toys to kids in need after Harvey hit us. How she's been able to continue that mission once again for families affected by COVID-19. So looking forward to getting an update from her.
I love that story. Also, don't forget, guys, the countdown is on to Mother's Day. It is this Sunday. Unfortunately, you know, the little ones won't be bringing home those darling DIY crafts from school. But don't worry, we've got you all covered. From an upcycled jewelry stand to a DIY handbag, we're going to share 3 inexpensive gifts Mom will love.
All right. Sarah's the best. She always has great ideas. And also, as we mentioned, many businesses are starting to reopen this week. That means more parents are going back to work, but with schools still closed, what does that mean for the kids? Maybe they're stuck at home? Well, after the break, tips to help families navigate childcare and going back to work.
Well, welcome back. On Friday, Texas started to loosen up its stay-at-home restrictions, which means more working parents will soon be going back to work. But that brings about a new set of challenges for families with kids.
Oh, yeah. Rania Mankarius, Executive Director with Crime Stoppers of Houston, is joining us now with tips to help working parents and their families adjust. Rania, it's so great to see you, and I know a lot of parents are in this boat right now. What happens when the parent has to go back to work, but the child is not going to school? Where do we start?
Oh my gosh. Well, it's such a complicated issue. And I'll tell you first and foremost, I'm dealing with it as an employer, but I'm also dealing with it as a parent. We're just calling people to have very honest conversations. First of all, employees are nervous. They themselves are nervous to just all of a sudden pick up and go back to work. But beyond that, if you have kids, summer activity is we're not really officially in summer yet. You know, they're supposed to be at school doing their school work all day. You know, you can't bring them to work and it's scary to leave them home. So there's a lot of really important conversations you need to be having with a multitude of people, starting, I think, with your employer.
Well, I think too, Rania, when you're starting this and you are going back to work, of course, we have this gap, right, of school time, if there's even going to be some of these summer camps. And if you're looking to bring somebody in, whether that be a nanny or a babysitter, a daycare facility, we got to go back to the basics and we've got to start asking those questions. We have to really make sure you're doing your homework.
Yes. I mean, it's such an interesting time. So yes, you have to vet your nanny, the daycare, and ask all those important questions that you normally would ask. But now you've got to add like health questions. How many people are in your home? What other people are you exposed to? How are you tested? Are you going to be testing a nanny every morning when they walk in your door? It's really, really complicated. And then we know that a lot of people are exposed to the virus and don't even show. There are no symptoms. So it's a lot for a parent to take on. It's a lot for kids to take on. It's just one of those issues we have to navigate together. I've made a decision that if you are able to work virtually and it's not affecting your workload at all, then maybe you stay virtual until we map this out, until we get to a solution that's good for all. Because I would hate for an employee to come back to the office just to be sitting there worried about their kids, uncomfortable themselves or anxious. It may not be the best solution right now. So talk to your employer about, is that an option? You certainly don't want to be bringing your kids to work because that's exposing them to a lot more. And if you're in a position where it's not easy for them to stay home, it's a whole other set of issues. So really, it's a lot to think about.
Rania, what about children who potentially could be old enough, mature enough to stay home? You mentioned earlier that idea for a lot of parents is quite scary. So how do you know when a child is ready to be home alone, and what sort of plans should be in place?
So every parent's going to tell you, you could have 2 kids, 3 kids, it doesn't matter. They are so different. Their personalities are just like night and day, even though they're raised by the same parents, they live in the same house. So it's going to be based on the maturity of your children. Usually think of the oldest child and usually take into consideration the youngest child. Think of the neighborhood you live in, what you're expecting from your child while they're home alone. Are they mature enough to pull out food and make food? Are they allowed to use the stove? What types of medications do you have at the home? Is there a gun perhaps at the home? Do you have a pool? Will they be allowed to play outside? What happens if a friend rings the doorbell? Do you have a type of job where they can call you easily if there's a problem? Do they know who else they can call? So it's a lot of the normal things you would think of. But what makes it so unique is not only do you have to make sure that your family has an emergency plan, some people are forced to leave younger kids at home. We may not have left a child at this age home alone, but there is no daycare to send them to. There's no summer camp to send them to. So it's creating such a unique situation for all of us. And it's really one that you have to talk through with your kids. I always say, if you feel like your child's not old enough to handle the conversation in a serious manner, they're probably not old enough to stay home alone. It's one you have to talk about with your partner. There's just a lot of your neighbor, a good neighbor that's there nearby. Many, many things to take into consideration.
It really is part of the conversation. It's so interesting how this is now changing with the times. And I think part of that is when we're distressed and we're going through something that we've just gone through or going through this pandemic, we think about our mental health as parents, as partners, as adults. But we need to have that question because our children have the same concerns as well.
I mean, I don't know one person who hasn't been affected by what's going on. I mean, whether it's just fear of the unknown, the markets, you've been sick, somebody that's been sick, maybe a close loved one has lost their life. I mean, it is just unbelievable what we're going through. And then there's the physical reality of being, not stuck at home, but safe at home. And that creates a lot of emotional anxiety for a lot of people. Add to that, all right, now we can go out, but everybody looks so different. You have everybody wearing masks. The familiarity is not there anymore. You don't want to touch, you don't want to get too close to the person at the grocery store. You just want to keep away from the person walking across the street. There's so much. It's so jam-packed with emotions. Now add that to a child's plate. They just want to run around and all of a sudden they're wearing a mask. People don't look familiar to them. We went out for the first time last weekend and just to a nursery. My husband's on this planting mission. He's planting all these trees in our yard. And I noticed my youngest was kind of looking around at all the people in the mask. So I didn't want to say, make it about COVID. Oh God, they could be sick. We don't want to get sick. I just turned it around and said, look, I think it's so wonderful that everybody cares. We all care about each other. And we're taking these necessary steps to keep ourselves safe and to keep each other safe. I turned it around into something positive to try to remove any of the fear and then open up the door for a conversation. Because our kids notice more than we think. And unfortunately, they tend to draw their own conclusions. And it's best if we kind of intervene and talk to them. And I know it's harder for some kids at older ages to really be talkative, but it's important that we bring up the conversation. We ask them about it. We ask questions, and we include them in what the family plan is. What are we going to wear when we go out? Are we going out? Why are we staying home? Let them be part of it, because I think that helps give them power and control and a sense of peace and ease.
And Rania, final thoughts. We are over time. If the kids are staying at home, you suggest you got to have a plan in place so they can continue that online learning.
Absolutely, which would include cyber safety rules. You know, how do your kids navigate online? What websites are they allowed to go on or not go on? What are the rules if they get an inappropriate message? Do they know what to do with all of it? Really, really important conversations that absolutely have to be had.
Rania Moncaros, always a great conversation. Crime Stoppers Houston, great to see you. And also, you can see more of this on the Scene on Houston Life section of our website.
Thanks, Rania. Stay safe.
Guys.
Say hi to your family for us. Still ahead on Houston Life, how you could win free gas for an entire year. We'll have details coming up.
And welcome back to Houston Life. We're so glad you guys are here. And part of this quarantining at home, working from home in Studio 1H, the highlight has been the kids' art projects. And Derek, I want to share this one with you.
Yeah.
This is such a great glittery HL sign, and the artist today is fourth grader Gus. And I think he did such a great job. Lots of glitter. And I think there's a Derek and a Courtney here.
Oh my
Derek
gosh.
says, welcome to Houston Life. And Courtney saying, don't forget to wash your hands.
Oh my gosh, Gus, it's fantastic. Nicely done, buddy. Very, very nice.
And I even like that he put some fun earrings on me.
He knows
so cute.
Will.
I love it. Thanks, Gus. Very good. Okay, guys, moving on. Remember our secret word of the day with Circle K? Well, Circle K is giving away free gas for an entire year, 12 months to one lucky winner each month.
My goodness, that's a great giveaway. You can play by watching for the secret word of the day during our 6 a.m. news Monday through Friday. Once you know that secret word, head on over to clicktohouston.com/Circle K and enter the word for your chance to win prizes like a free hot dog or kolache from Circle K. Plus, you'll automatically get that entry into a monthly free gas giveaway. So cool that someone's going to win this every single month.
I know, that is awesome and going to help a lot of people for sure. After the break, guys, we're going to meet the girl who started a local nonprofit, listen to this, at just 9 years old. She's now giving back to the families of frontline workers fighting COVID-19. The story when we come back. Well, welcome back. You know, sometimes the greatest gift a mother can receive in the world is seeing their child doing great things. That's the case for one local mom whose daughter started a nonprofit at just 9 years old.
It's pretty incredible. Lily Dubose, the young founder of Lily's Toy Box, started giving away toys to kids in need after Hurricane Harvey. And today, she's helping the family of those hit hardest by COVID-19.
I started Lily's Toy Box because I wanted to make kids happy and just looking on the bright side of things.
Well, the reason it became a nonprofit is we gave toys to a family that flooded. And the husband was a lawyer, and he said, I'll turn it into a nonprofit for free. And I thought, oh gosh, I have never ran a nonprofit. And Lily's like, what'd you say? We need to do more.
Yeah.
We need to do more. And all the time she would say that to me.
I was worried about not seeing my friends and stuff. I was like, what am I supposed to do during this time? And I was like, I hope that Lily's Toy Box can still go on, and I know it can. I think it's really good for them because they can be really sad about the surroundings right now, and then they can just put all their feelings on the toy and then just play with it all day. And I love that. And they always smile when they get a few toys, and
it's nice when we receive pictures.
yeah, or a video of them smiling and opening it up.
Okay, go ahead and open it. Haley, what is it? That's for Hezekiah. That's yours, Malachi. Aubrey, yours is in there. What are you saying?
It's family, sometimes it's colleagues, sometimes it's
Just
people who happen to know someone down the street that they're having hard times, and so a lot of it is just word of mouth. We're just sending out flyers, we're sending out emails, we're sending out stuff on Facebook, Instagram, just trying to get it into the right hands. Sometimes people feel bad applying for a toy, but
don't feel bad because we can do anything that we want.
yeah, Lily has it under control.
Yeah.
She's ready to shop.
Yes.
How fun. And by the way, all the toys currently ordered are directly shipped to families in need. For more information, you can visit our website, HoustonLife.tv. And such a great spotlight at such a young age. I love that. It makes your heart feel so good.
It sure does. And just seeing her great attitude just put a smile on my face. She is determined, optimistic, right, to say the least. Still to come on Houston Life, cheers to the perfect margarita, where you can find Houston's own premium tequila brand to mix up your Cinco de Mayo drinks. That's next.
Welcome back. You're looking for the perfect tequila to complement your Cinco de Mayo cocktails? Well, look no further. We definitely have you covered.
Oh, yeah, we do. Joining us now is the president and owner of Houston's own Titanium Tequila, Robert Tijerina. Robert, last time we saw you was right here in Studio B, but my goodness, you have a beautiful backyard, and that pool seems like it would pair very nicely with a margarita, huh? Oh, Robert, can you hear us? I think maybe the shot is frozen.
Thank you very much.
Oh, yeah. I think we got you, Robert.
Okay, how about now?
There we go. We got you.
Okay, good deal. Good to be on the show again with you guys. What a wonderful day to make a wonderful margarita with Titanium Tequila, Houston's own. And so happy to be back with you two guys again.
Well, your shot is breaking up just a little bit, Robert, but we should explain to our viewers that it's so great. It's a locally based company, started here, and now it's sold in a handful of states. And where can people buy it? Because you can ask for it at a bar, right, specifically, or you can just go to Specs and pick it up to make your own at home.
Absolutely. You know, we're in Texas, Louisiana, Colorado, Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Nevada. But even in Houston or Texas, we're not in every restaurant or bar, but we ask people to pick your favorite restaurant, liquor store, and if you ask them to bring it in, we have a major distributor, Republic Beverage, which they can bring it into any of those off-premise locations.
And Robert, your shot is still freezing up just a little bit. We're going to try to take a break and work out the kinks. But I think, Courtney, maybe after the break, if we can sort this out, we should talk about the whole process of making tequila. I think it's absolutely fascinating. The agave plant, and as we learned from Robert the last time he was on the show, not all agave plants are created equal. They're, you know, there's definitely a method to this. Courtney, how's your margarita?
It's good. I have it here on my placement. So we are, I use just a traditional margarita mix. Can I take it down? With tahini around the rim. So super fun, very easy way to do it. And I love the titanium because it's smooth. And I know that they've worked very hard to perfect the tasting of this particular tequila. They worked super hard to achieve that.
Yeah, many different types. I like to just sip it sometimes. We always add some extra lime juice. And if you are looking for ways to celebrate Cinco de Mayo, which is, of course, tomorrow, you can check out our website, HoustonLife.tv, where we've pointed you in the right direction. So I think we're going to take a quick commercial break, see if we can work out some of the kinks in our connection. And Houston Life will be right back.
Well, welcome back. We are still working to reestablish Robert's Zoom call with Titanium Tequila, so stay tuned for that. But we're moving on. If you're trying to avoid the stores right now and are stumped on what to get Mom for Mother's Day this year, why not make her something homemade?
Homemade gifts are always so great, whether it's from a 5-year-old, a teenager, or from you. Upcycling expert Sarah Tarasinski shares projects everyone can make.
Hi guys. So listen, Mother's Day is right around the corner, right? Okay, so unfortunately this year, the little ones will not be bringing home those darling little DIYs that we usually get from them. But don't worry, I got you covered. These are 3 very easy DIYs that most people will probably be able to do, upcycling things that they already have from their own house. And the cool thing about these is it's not just for little kids. Like this first one that we're gonna do, I'm actually gonna give to my own mom. So this is great for best friends, cousins, really any mom in your life that you want to do something special for. So let's jump right in. Our first DIY. This is a planter made out of a cinder block. So a lot of people especially in Texas, have these in their landscaping. Great thing about these is that they have a little bit of a hollow middle. You could use a brick, really any type of stone that's got a little space in the middle. It doesn't have to actually be this kind. So what I did with this is I started off and I picked 3 colors that I really liked because I wanted to do some geometric patterns in it. So I chose white, green, and pink. So I started by spray painting my entire block white. And you don't have to use paint. You could use chalk, anything. You could use spray paint, acrylic paint, chalk, markers, anything you want to decorate this sucker. So then you take a little duct tape after you get your first coat on, and you can create shapes by marking off your stone. So like say if I wanted to have just this part be painted a different color, I would cover all of this up right here with duct tape, right? And then I would just spray that little piece. And then when that little piece dries, I would peel this off and I would come to the other side and then I would cover all this up and then you would spray paint this little piece. Then as soon as that dries, you can keep adding and removing the duct tape. The great thing about the duct tape is when you put it on an already painted part, it won't take the paint off. Just make sure you're completely dry before you do each layer. Then when you're all done, it ends up looking like this. It's a heavy sucker, I'm getting my workout today. Ends up looking like this. Then you can put, look how cute it is on the side. How fun is that? So then you can put whatever plant or flower or succulent you want in it, and it's a great piece for anyone's garden, and it's definitely not gonna blow away. So number 2, a jewelry stand, right? Moms like jewelry? I sure do. So let's make this one right here. This is made out of a candlestick and a toilet paper holder, or a paper towel holder. So we're gonna make this little guy right here to display necklaces and bracelets for Mom. So for this one, you need a empty paper towel roll, some kind of magazine, a little catalog or something that you get in the mail. You're going to need some fabric. I chose a decorative pillow that I have in my house that I knew I wasn't going to use anymore, and I cut a little rectangle piece out that I knew would fit over my roll. And then you want to cut out 2 little circles that will just fit over the ends of your paper towel roll. And then of course you want a candlestick. And I painted this one white, but you could use any candlestick you choose. So what you're gonna do is you're going to take your paper towel roll and you are going to feed in your periodical or your magazine catalog, whatever you got. And what that does is that gives it some strength. So when Mom puts her jewelry on there, it doesn't fall apart. Then you're gonna take your hot glue gun and you're gonna put hot glue right around the edge of the ends, and you're going to stick your little circular pieces on there. Then when those dry, you're going to take your rectangle piece that you've cut and you're going to hot glue that to your paper or your paper towel roll. And then when it's all done, you guys, you just put a little hot glue up underneath it and you glue it onto your candlestick and you get this really, really, really cute jewelry holder for Mom. So So, placemats. If you have straw placemats, they can be circle or square. This can make a great beach bag. You could make this into a bag for the pool. So what you want to do is you want to take 2 straw placemats, and then you want to have a piece of twine. And on your twine, you just want to tie a needle onto the end. And then you're going to measure about 1 foot across and tape little pieces of duct tape on either side so you know where you want to leave your opening so Mom can put all our goodies in there. Then you're just going to take your needle and you're going to sew around and just do a stitch all the way around both pieces. Then when you're all done with that, you're going to take a little bit of a scarf, and you could use a belt or something like that. If you have a little good sewing skills, you could sew on some belting, like a thrifted belt or a belt from your closet to make straps. But I did it the easy way. You just take a piece of scarf or fabric, whatever you got around that you think Mom would like, and you thread it through the little seams in between the woven pieces on the placemat. And then once you're done, you tie it on. And there you go. You got a bag for the beach or for the pool. Those are my 3 upcycle DIYs. I hope you guys enjoy them, and I hope all the moms out there have a lovely Mother's Day.
I love Sarah. She always has the best ideas and very simple. By the way, to connect with Sarah, just visit the Scene on Houston Life section of our website. We'll be right back.
Well, welcome back, everybody. Courtney, have you heard this story about the Hornets? Just when you thought 2020 couldn't get any worse, you know, a lot of people are making these jokes about COVID and everything that's happened this year. Well, there's something called a murder hornet. Apparently, they are making their way to the U.S. They are huge, giant hornets with freakish eyes and a venomous sting. World's largest hornet at more than 2 inches long. I mean, this is not good news, and a lot of people are talking about it online right now.
I know. You know, I actually heard about this morning in a podcast that I was listening to, and I believe that Asian giant hornets were spotted in Washington State, here, obviously, and then what they're saying is, like, they attack the beehive, right? I mean, this is detrimental to the bee community and how important that is, right?
Yeah, and they say that even if you are not allergic to the hornet, it can kill humans if stung multiple times, according to the experts at Washington State University. I mean, the regular hornets are bad enough. Somehow, they love to make little nests around our house, and if we don't catch it when we first see it, then it's unbelievable how quickly they grow. I've never experienced anything like that until moving here to Houston.
It's scary. I mean, I'm hoping it doesn't come here. I'm looking at the information. I mean, giant hornets with freakish eyes and venomous sting. I know you already said that, but I just had to repeat it because it just sounds like a character in a book. It doesn't sound real, but it is real.
Yeah, well, and we have the full article on clicktohouston.com in case you guys want to check it out and read more about that. But in the meantime, cheers with your little titanium tequila margarita, Courtney. We've been working on getting this connection back with Robert Tijerina, the president of Titanium, and it's just not working out. I think the Wi-Fi out by the pool was not very strong. So, unfortunately, he won't be rejoining us on the show today, but you can ask for it anywhere, and you can buy it at Specs, Total Wine. We can also ask for it at restaurants and liquor stores, bars. It's delicious. It's very good.
It is good. And you know what I think was great about when we interviewed him several months ago? They have perfected the tasting of this. It's very smooth. It doesn't have, you know, like that aftertaste or the burn that's usually associated with this type of liquor, right? It's very smooth and it's easy to mix up. And even like the Skinny Rita, which I'm a fan of, I like those.
Yeah, I always like the Skinny Rita. So the process, what they do is they handpick the agave plants and then slowly roasted, fermented. Oh, wow. So they roast them and ferment them, then it's distilled twice. I think the process is fascinating, and it's great that we have a local premium brand. So thanks for the margaritas today, guys. What are your big Cinco de Mayo plans, Courtney? I've got some maracas here.
Oh, well, we'll be home. We'll be here. You know, it's going to be good pool weather, so maybe we'll just get outside and hang out. You know, take the party outside.
Yeah, mix some margaritas out by the pool.
And it's Taco Tuesday tomorrow.
Oh, my favorite day of the week. So seriously, we definitely want an update on Orlando's haircut. So if you could just maybe get a photo of it or maybe some video, show it on tomorrow's show. What do you say?
I'll see if he's game. He's very quiet and kind of subdued, right? But we'll see. We'll make him play along. It may have been grown back just a little bit. It was like a week ago, so.
Gosh, I can't believe
it was a total disaster.
You did not tell us. Well, listen, I certainly have a case of the Mondays today. You know how I was telling you at the beginning of the show that I was feeling a little rough today? I mean, we've had a lot of bumps on today's show, and sometimes technology is just not our friend. But I wish, days like today, sometimes I wish people could just step into the driver's seat of hosting a show so you guys could experience what it's like. Because we have our producer, Heather, in our ear, and she's like, okay, the shot went down. It's back.
Yep.
No, it's gone. No, it's back. No, we're going to take a break. No, we're going to do this. So things change by the second. And if you guys have felt a little dizzy today, I mean, behind the scenes, this has been an interesting day. But you know what? It only goes up from here. So drink up, Courtney. We'll do it again tomorrow.
Drink up, Derek. Cheers.
Happy Cinco de Mayo Eve. See you tomorrow.